Hey everyone, my name is Seth. You are watching Rayon Tech TV, and if you have not done yet so do hit that subscribe button, like the video because I regularly upload videos on Appian tutorials. Today we will be continuing on another pattern for interface design. As we can see that we have implemented milestone, stamp last time. So now there is another pattern called milestone vertical. So it displays a detailed even in the documentation says that we are having different kind of milestones. The most common use of milestone is milestone bar, and then we are having a milestone stamp that we have discussed last time, right? And then we are having milestone vertical. If you see the milestone vertical, it is very simple to understand. The same code is there in the pattern also. So if we drag and drop the code, you'll understand it in one go. Let's drag and drop the code for like the component first, and then we'll understand how it is working. So if you see here, let's collapse the previous code that we have done, and then we'll understand this one. If you can see here, this is the code which is coming up with this pattern. Sorry, yeah. So if you can see here, we are having a definition of a local variable called local bank vertical steps. Is defining a list of map. Is having a key value pair of different type of parameters. That is name, icon, date is completed. If I make it as is completed false, you can see that the second item will be completed as false. Sorry, is completed as false. So the second item will become as unchecked. Similarly, we are having a section layout, separate section layout where we are having a heading claims in progress, and then we are having a bank for each for different items of local bank vertical steps. Inside that, we are having a definition that if FE bank item is completed, then do this, else do this. So if we can see if FE bank item is completed as true, then the completed step will be visible. Like the icon will be the icon, background color icon will be checked. The icon will be checked and the background color will be positive. And if the it is not completed, then it will be like the FE bank item icon. So FE bank item icon is already defined here, which is already pre-existing, right? So it is very basically defined like simple definition of how a pattern is. Similarly, in the another column layout, we are having a definition that if so this another column layout is defining the name. Like if you can see that along with the icon, we are having a definition of name that is FE bank item. Here the width is very narrow. That is why the narrow width is occupied by the icons and the rest of the width of the column layout is occupied as uh, you know the distributed width. And if you can see here, we are having a line vertical as middle. Coming back to the topic, so we are having a definition of FE bank item dot name, and if the FE bank item is completed is true, that means if it is completed is true, then it will be in the strong format that it will be bold, else it will be plain. And the next we are having like date, like if the item is completed, then it will be bold date, else nothing, without any date. So rest of the items will be without date. Next, we are having an image field, and if the item is not last, then it will be visible. So it is an A-bank example. So it is just just the last one is just a dummy code. This is the functional code that you can see on the top here. So this whole implementation is revolving around local bank vertical steps, which is nothing but a key value pair. So what I'll do, I'll try to implement local bank vertical steps code with our previous implementation. So that is milestone stamp icons. So let's try to do this now. This is just a rough attempt of how we can, translate the variables with our own implementation. We'll have a list of maps. Obviously, we will face a lot of errors, but let's see what we can resolve in this one. So here we are having a list of maps now. Now, if the item is completed, then there will be a green check, right? So we will have a stamp field. in a column layout actually. So let's go to the side by side layout and transform this into a column layout actually. So we are having a side by side layout where we are having local bank milestone stamp icons. If this is this, then FB bank item dot icon. So first we have to grab all the icons and make the previous code working. If this is this, then FB bank item dot icon. Similarly, sorry, dot icon. Next, dot icon. Similarly, dot icon. And the last one, dot icon. Now you can see what is implemented in the side-by-side layout. Now we have to implement the same in uh, this one, a bank for each. Let's see in a vertical way we have to implement. So let's think about the column layout now. We are having a definition of local bank variable. So what I'll do, I'll design the whole column layout. Just like we are having a definition of a, in the columns layout, we are having a definition, right? So I'll grab this one. I'll copy this. I'll define it at the top here. Now instead of local bank vertical steps, local bank milestone stamp icons. Now what we have to do, now this is the main catch. We have to check the condition of how the implementation of side-by-side layout is there, and accordingly we have to put our code accord like in the implementation to that. So here we are having a bank side-by-side layout. Inside that we are having a bank side-by-side item. So first we are checking if the final step is completed. Like if final step is completed, so there is an and condition. Oh, okay. So what I'll do, I'll grab this. Hmm. Just like what we have in side-by-side layout, we have to do the same thing in the column layout. Hmm. Okay. So what we can do is, so here you can see we are having on the top here we can see that we are having a stamp field and another stamp field here, conditions, and then we are having a rich text display field and these kind of things. So in the side by side layout, instead of side by side layout, what we can do, we can directly put a column layout here. Definition of variables done. Local bank current milestone stamp step is implemented. Next section layout. So instead of this, directly let's transform the side by side layout into column layout. A bank column layout. sorry, a bank columns layout. Inside that we are having columns. If you want to refer, you can refer this code. So we are having a section layout. Inside that we are having a bank for each for columns layout. And for each columns layout, we are having definition of how many columns we want to pop up. So technically we were doing the same thing. A bank columns layout for columns, we are defining it now. A bank for each items, local bank milestones, stamp icons, expression. Now this is the main part. This is something now we have to copy completely here. Instead of side by side item now, what we will do, A bank column layout, contents. If you can see in the bottom, this is what we have done, right? A bank column layout, contents, A bank rich text display field or A bank stamp field, whatever. So I'll grab the A bank stamp field and I'll paste it here and I'll remove the side by side item. Similarly, I'll do the same thing for this one. So we are having this condition. What we will do first, we'll put a comma, another A bank column layout, contents. We'll put a list and then we'll put A bank stamp field. And then we will put a horizontal line. See, I'm just grabbing the code. Let's see how it will go in the output. Let's grab it and let's clear it out. Next, we have to go for completed step. Again, so what I'll do, I'll copy the whole column layout code. And stamp field, and horizontal line. And code, check if any missing commas. No. Next, the same thing. Put up the code here. Next. What we have to do, we have to put up the stamp field. Horizontal line, clear it off. Again a comma. And the last item, that is an icon. So again, column layout, put up the column layout, and we don't need a horizontal line here, and we need a stamp field here, and paste the stamp field here. Remove this extra code. Now we can see that we have implemented this and we are missing some things. So let's compare it with what we have in the bottom. So we are having stamp field, okay, and okay, one below each other. And here what we are having the condition. So for each milestone stamp icons, we are having column layout. So we should not put everything inside the columns layout. Rather, what we should do, A-bank columns layout, we should put each and everything inside a column layout rather than putting everything. A-bank column layout, right? And inside the contents, we can put A-bank for each. Uh, yeah, let's put it inside it here. Now here we can see that we are having extra column layout here. So we can remove the extra column from here. Similarly, we have to do for rest of the places. And other places as well. And the last one. Now, instead of horizontal line, what we have to do? Do we have vertical line? Let's see what they have used in the bottom. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so they are using vertical image below. Okay, below every iteration, they are using an image field that is acting as a. So let us replace this with our horizontal line. We have to align it left. Start technically. Hmm. Okay. Margin above, margin below, and rest everything is fine. So what we try to develop is nearly achieved. Here you can see that we are having the implementation of a bank for each. And if we comment the extra code, we'll be able to understand. So I'll grab and remove this extra code. Again, I will sort this out. Okay. So we are having a side-by-side layout. I'll comment this out just for your understanding. And I will put it in column layout or pane layout, whatever works. Hmm, I think column layout is better. Yeah, I'll go to the code now. Inside my implementation, so we are having column layout, the commented code. So the choose function will lie here inside now. What we'll do, we'll paste it in the second column. And here I will make the width narrow. Here is the width. We are having multiple columns, but we have to define the this for each is occupying a lot of space. We have to figure out a way to manage the width. No, it has to come in the second column actually. Okay, has to come here. Here actually. Now it is fine. Here you can see in the first column layout, we have to put up width as narrow. Narrow plus even we are having icon here for the width. Here you can see narrow, extra narrow, narrow plus medium, medium plus wide icon. Uh, we are having 1x, 2x as well. So what I'll do extra narrow. So finally, the result is achieved to us. Like that's what we needed. Here we can see that we are having a map. Map is having extra keys that is coming from another pattern. But you can just understand that if we click next, the next button is coming. And if you click next, another button is coming, and then another, and the final one. So if you go back, keep growing, previous page, keep learning. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay on tech. So with this, we understood it was a quite a complex procedure because the code that was already implemented, we have to adjust the layouts and manage the components for each and every piece of code that is available is to us in the pattern. Adopting a pattern is easy if you understand the flow and logic behind it, and adopting a pattern becomes difficult when you don't know how to play around. So that's why I'm here to guide you all on how to just, you know, quickly adopt the code, understand the logic behind each and every piece of code written, how the components are being rendered. So we'll be saving this on. And if you really like my implementation, don't forget to subscribe, hit a like on this video, and I make each and every video without any preparation, just free flow coding from scratch. So if you really like my video, drop a subscribe, drop a comment if you want me to make the video on any specific topic. Keep learning. Thank you.